Hello, friends. You know, one of the best parts of my job as a mid century and modern real estate agent is that I get to dig in. I get to research and share the stories of these fabulous homes that I sell and that I don't sell. A lot of people reach out to me, mainly because I ask them to, because, what better foot in the door? Hey, do you know anything about my house? Do you know anything about my neighborhood? I'd love to know the story. And so one such example is a house in Commerce City that a couple bought in 2022. It's actually a couple that's here on Instagram. You can look for Midmod on Cherry. And they also are impeccable furniture pickers. I don't know where they find this stuff, but it is amazing. At Curated Dreams Vintage. When they're picking furniture, they love to dig into every piece, figure out its story, make sure they know the name, the designer if they can. And so, of course, after they bought this home, they wanted to do the same kind of digging on their house. And they bought their house in 2022, which was a really tough market. Every house they tried to make an offer on, they just kept losing out, like everybody else. They finally found this house that was in their price range. They thought it was pretty neat, even though it had been flipped. Unfortunately, brick painted, wood paneling painted, things flippers do, but they were happy to accept those things in order to afford a mid-mod home and get into it. And so not long after they bought their house, they reached out to me, knowing that I'm a guy who likes to do research and tell stories, and asked me, hey, do you know anything about our house? There wasn't much low-hanging fruit. My only guess was the builder of Deza Estates, Swanson, had done a couple homes in Commerce City. And I thought, well, maybe this is a Swanson home, although this house didn't look a lot like any other Swanson homes I'd seen. I mean, you never know. A couple months later, they had continued doing some digging. They reached out to me and said, hey, we found some information. We discovered the original owner of our house, a guy named W.B. Fitzsimmons, who turned out to be the superintendent of Adams County Public Schools. All right, well, that's pretty cool. And we found more. We found out that there was an architect connected with this house, A.W. Grant. Yes, I know this name, Alfred Watts Grant. He designed my son's elementary school in Harvey Park, Sabin Elementary School. And in fact, Alfred Watts Grant was a major school designer throughout the Denver area. It's not surprising to see this connection between a school designer and a superintendent of schools. So how exciting. Mystery solved. We have an architect, we have an original owner, we know the story. Alfred Watts Grant designed this house. How cool is that? Logged it in my little database where I keep all this information, but didn't think too much more of it until several months later. I'm sitting at a talk that my colleague Josh Robinson at Docomomo is giving. Josh was going through 1958. I noticed this house up here. Like, that's interesting.